set the pace and the energy as well. Quite often, I think it's easy to, depending on, all different. I mean, some people find it easy to kind of maintain their energy and their pace. I tend to be quite influenced. If I'm talking to someone who's very quiet, you'll find I'll go quite quiet, and or someone who's got quite big energy, I can kind of match that energy. But as the interviewer, you kind of want to set the tone a little bit. So, and in terms of like pace as well. So how quickly you kind of ask the questions and stuff like that. So when you're recording radio interviews, one of the most annoying things you'll hear is someone going, all the way through someone's answer. It's just like absolutely fine in real life. But on radio, it just sounds quite annoying. And it also makes it really hard to edit. So you have to learn to just say with your, smile and nod to communicate, because that is important part of communicating, that you're listening and that you're hearing them and that you're understanding. Like, that's why we do it. And it puts people at ease, but you kind of want to get away from that if you're being recorded on radio. So you have to kind of communicate it like through your eyes and through smiling. Someone's giving a really long answer and you want to move them on. It's just kind of learning how to interrupt people politely and just jumping in. That's so interesting, and which you might do anyway, like naturally. But sometimes you can be like there, and someone's like talking for 5 minutes, giving this like 10-minute answer, and you're trying to find a way in. That is quite a skill in itself, having the confidence to like jump in and interrupt them. I mean, for some people that comes very easily, but not for others. So yeah, listening is the key thing for interviewing, because sometimes you can turn up, you've got your questions that you want to ask, you've got your kind of agenda, and you don't actually hear what they're saying because you're thinking about what the next question you're going to ask is, and you might miss an absolute nugget. I've seen it so many times. You're like, someone's dropped a bomb in their answer and you just haven't even responded to it because you're thinking about, question number 2. So yeah, learning to listen and respond naturally. Might not be so relevant if you're doing like, a music show and stuff, but if you're doing quite kind of in-depth and personal interviews, being able to use silence can be a really amazing technique, because if you leave a bit of silence, quite often someone will just open up even more. They'll just, they'll fill that space. So if you hear like really kind of amazing interviewers, you will hear them using silence as kind of almost a technique. Not too much though, obviously you don't want to like those massive awkward silences. Some of these are sort of a bit more podcast interview, or more kind of narrative interview. Having some preparation going into an interview, again, like preparation is key. So having just some notes, having done your research, just having a few things in front of you that you can fall back on. I think sometimes, like if you do an interview and it's going really well, you don't even look at your notes, and it's great. And same with the radio show, but it's good to have it there if you need it to fall back on. Maybe trying to ask questions that not everyone's asked, because it's just trying to get something different, I guess.